a grassroots Rocket League Open sign-up league, ranging from Diamond all the way to SSL. Across these ranks, there are multiple tiers in which players are divided into. 20 franchises compete across these tiers, fielding a roster of 4 players to represent them in each tier. All players can compete to earn prize pools and take part in community-held events. Professional streams are held weekly, showcasing a selection of games voted on by the community. In the draft format, managers of these franchises will take turns picking players from all of the tiers. Every player gets drafted to a franchise, but only a select 4 can keep their spot at the end of preseason. League play takes place over a 9-week period, with 2 games being played each week. Once league play is concluded, the top teams proceed into a double elimination bracket to compete for the title of RSC-EU champion, as well as the prize pools allocated to each tier. So what are you waiting for? Join the best grassroots league that Europe has to offer, and maybe crown yourself a champion.
Good evening everyone, and welcome to the first stream of RSC16. It's been a long off season, it feels, but we've still been working in the background and obviously trying to bring this league back to you. And just to have a quick point on that video that we've just opened with, we do now have a 6th tier. With me tonight I've got Mutshuk and Friday, so I'll pass over to Mutshuk, who's just got a bit of thing to add on the new addition of the new tier.
Yeah, we are now introducing Academy. Academy is gonna go in the tiers at the lower end, so the prospect players who have felt they are a little bit out of their depth are now in a range that is more resembling a closer range. So people may remember this very same range from season 10, where we had a similar range from around those values.
Yeah, and Friday. It's been a lot of sign-ups this season. Almost on the boundary of a 7th tier, it feels. Yeah. Just give a bit of insight into that since you're the sheets, man.
Yeah, we're not going to scare you too much with introducing a 7th tier so late, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of sign-ups this season. You know, I think I'm most that we've had in pre-season so far, and we're still getting like sign-ups every day. So yeah, keep on signing up. It's really good for especially the new lower tier, because we want to see our boundary being able to push even further down for some of the less experienced players. But yeah, we're bordering on the numbers now for a 7th tier, so maybe something to look forward to next season.
Yeah, indeed. I am just messing with volumes a little bit. I do stream once a season. This is the stream that I usually do, and we've added a lot to this stream this season. So volumes might be a bit messed up. I'm not expecting any disconnects, so I hope it's okay. But we had some unfortunate news over the last few days. We have had a passing of a community member in Iconics. I personally knew Iconics since season 5 when he joined. I also met him at a major in London, I think it was. And honestly, one of the most nicest people you'll ever meet. Really mature, sound to play with, only 25 as well. We just wanted to commemorate him on the stream. And Mutz, if you've got anything to say as well, and chat, if you just throw some love arts or something, just commemorating Iconics, it'd be great.
Yeah, Iconics I have not had the honor of interacting much with, but I know he has been a very cherished member of the RSC community. It is very hard to have a member losing a member at that young age due to circumstances, and I don't know. It is very hard for the family as well and everyone that knew him, because it was so sudden.
Yeah, Friday, and you've been here just as long as I have, and I'm sure you've seen Iconics in and around the community as well.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Iconics actually when I drafted him in my first season as a manager. So yeah, he's a really great guy. So thoughts and prayers with his family and friends.
Yeah, obviously I know it's the picture is I think Icelandic. But yeah, just remembering Arnie, he was found on the 11th of July. I think his funeral is taking place at Degrani's church on the 31st of July. And Mad Matt is actually putting together a book from people online if you want to send a message. So do DM MadMatt696 if you wish to be a part of that. I will put an announcement in the server in the coming days as well regarding that. But back to topic now. Obviously, it's hard to carry on with a stream after that, but Mutshook, a new addition this season to this stream.
Yeah, a very new one. So we have brought up the idea of a balanced draft in the past, and with the balanced draft, we are gonna look at very much advantages for strategizing for franchises. That also meant we had to reduce a little bit on the randomness. However, we decided to put on a very big show instead of that. And now when we have sent Rhino and Pegasus off to the races and maybe make a full-on randomizer throughout that live. So without further ado, I'm gonna send over to our cherished casters, and we gonna get this going and see where people end up with.
Thank you so much, Mart. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RSC Derby. It is draft lottery day. I'm here with Sir Pegasus, and we are going to be bringing you everything to do with tonight's RSC draft lottery. Pegasus, there are a few new things coming through in this one. Talk us through it.
Well, first of all, I must say I'm missing out. First season not in management, and they introduce the balanced draft. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, no longer can you complain about having so many 16 and above picks or this one organization. I'm looking at you, Sanctuary, getting a bunch of first picks to carry off their season early. Every single scenario, you will get an average of 10.5 placements throughout your six tiers now. We've got a bunch of sets listed all the way up to T, and what this draft lottery is going to decide is who gets first dibs on each set. And with them being balanced, you'd think that doesn't matter, but some people will have some more focus on certain tiers than others.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. There's only one first pick in each tier. There's only one 20th pick in each tier, so each of the GMs are going to have to be very strategic in which group they pick up. It should be fantastic. It should be fascinating. And in order to decide exactly who will have which pick, we have organized a horse race. That's right. We have got the horses from the Kentucky Derby lining up, ready to go and represent each of the individual organizations in the RSC. So let's go through it. Let's talk about the runners and riders for tonight's event, Pegasus.
Ordering randomized, but starting us off, we've got Alpha Surge with the horse called I'm So Hungry I Could Eat well, this horse feels like it's destined to end up in a Tesco lasagna.
In at number 2, it's Team Serene with Tuna Sandwich. They will be hoping this horse performance isn't as stinky as its name.
For our third horse, we've got System of Solaris's Sunner, which by chance happens to be Yannick's first attempt at a fast verse in Rap God.
Number 4, it's Owls Esports with Aussie. If you want to spot this horse during the race, it'll be the one running upside down.
Oi, oi, oi! For 5th, we've got Neat Esports. That one's Grady, and I'll give it a C+.
Not bad, not bad. In at number 6, it's 20R with Chonk E Speedwagon. I couldn't come up with a worse name if you gave me 20 Rs.
You came up with a worse joke in 3 seconds. Moving on to Sanctuary, we have Temple. And frankly, I'm excited to see Temple run, but I much prefer Subway Surfers.
Me too. Number 8 is DSQ Esports with Black Beauty. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Oh, move on. I can't handle this. It's meant to be a fun night here, Rhino. Let's not ruin it. We got Death Cloud Esports' Atmos. And I'm sure they care about their other teams as well.
In at number 10, it's Illusory Destiny. And if this horse starts as well as the video game of the same name, it won't even leave the traps.
And for 11, we've got Aspire Esports' Aspired and Retired. This is how Reptic announces his plans for next year?
KDJ Esports in at number 12 with Trojan like malware at a LAN party. KDJ will be hoping for this horse to be unchecked and unstoppable.
Next, we have Shallow Esports' Knight Rider. If this horse could talk, it would submit a transfer request.
Oof, brutal. Sorry, Mutts. In at number 14, it's Forge with Wolfie Jail. Well, better than the other type of online jail that most of you are in.
Former inmate over here. 15th, we've got Unitox, Type Fart for plus rep. Thanks for making me say that on the broadcast. Unity and Ox Gaming combined, and they still couldn't think of a better name than this. I'm looking at you, Voodoo.
Honestly, 2 groups and they couldn't do better. Number 16 is Team Berserkers with Carl. This horse may be better at analyzing a Rocket League replay than getting the win.
For 17, we have got Momentum's Bojack. They'll be hoping the horseman can provide both mass and velocity.
Because times those makes me, it's great.
Yeah,
18 is Brave Esports called Mon the. They may take our pride, but they'll never finish our catchphrase.
Can you run through that one again? I feel like the stream really... Okay, that's... You know what? That's fair enough. For 19,
I'll do it once.
we've got Dexterity's Sir Lose-A-Lot. Isn't this the team that had Kingsman Gas last season? His legacy is truly unmatched.
And lastly, rounding out, it's Azteca at number 20 with Nanetel Asa Lazoma Sayotl. And this name is a combination of all the Azteca RSC teams. So this horse is more than likely going to finish mid-table.
My tables and chairs started shaking. I didn't steal this joke from FM Hub. Trust me. That was real and true. Like, we got this green screen to cover that. But ladies and gentlemen, with Rhino stopping that, we are safe. And we have our 20 horses all named and mostly shamed, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, some great names, some not so good names, some great jokes, some not so great jokes. So you take the rough with the smooth here. But now that you know who is running and riding, we'd better get to the race. So, can we get this draft lottery for RSC16 underway? Let's go.
It's the moment you're all waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. This could get your season off to the best start. Can you have any complaints when it is 10.5 guaranteed as an average? What if you want that first master pick? What about Academy? No one wants Academy, but the horses are moving, ladies and gentlemen. This is not like Destiny whatsoever. It's Owls Esports leading the charge.
Yeah, Aussie leads ahead of Temple and 20R and KDJ Esports in 4th as well, but there's a roar coming through on the outside. Looking at Team Berserkers coming through into that 4th position, and they are going to go once more round the track. So, of course, this is a fascinating horse race, but Owls Esports still lead ahead of Sanctuary, 20R and Dexterity.
And we got my former organization, Team Serene, not doing the hottest thing in 20th spot. I thought they were supposed to do better without me.
Well, that's the rumor, but once again, we've got some movers. Illusory just taking over Unitox a bit further down the field. Dexterity going up into 3rd place now, running well on the inside of the track.
Sanctuary, do not dare. I see them in that 2nd place spot. I'm not having another season of draft where they get all the dibs in the world and that huge start, but Owls Esports have been able to hold on that lead for quite some time. But here you can see 20R starting to creep up. They're neck and neck around that final turn, but on the inside, Owls Esports are beaten, and Sanctuary might just do it again. 20R, though, keeping us guessing.
Yeah, it's very close at the front now, and you do see the grey coming out on the outside as well in the orange hat. Not sure which team that is, but looking to be well positioned on the outside. But at the moment, it's a race between 20R and Sanctuary as they round the final turn, just about to get through onto the home straight.
And it's familiar for Dexterity just outside of that podium spot. It's a big drop off here later into the race. It reminds me of last Legacy season. Systema Solaris now take the charge. They've been franchise of the season before. They went through a wonderful rebrand. If only the name matched that as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be the final kick from all of the horses. Systema Solaris lead ahead of Illusory, Azteca, and Brave as well. Getting it through the inside. Oh my goodness, coming from nowhere. Azteca Esports coming home to the finish line in 1st. Systema Solaris in 2nd. Illusory in 3rd. Shadow Esports round out the top 4.
My goodness, neck and neck throughout. had no real idea who was going to top it off at the end there. That came from, I believe we found out one of the highest graded horse races. I'm not really sure what that means, but Rhino did give me some context, and at least watching it, it very much felt like that was the case. We gave a C+ to one of the team names earlier today. I believe that was an esports, but for me, that race certainly gets an A+++.
I think it simply has to. What a race. What a night. What does that mean for each of those individual teams? Well, we're going to leave you back in the safe, capable hands of Mutts to find out. We'll see you soon.
All right, all right. Now this is what we are left with. So Azteca was not meant to be here, was a horse that initially was just a replacement for another horse. However, this is after one of the biggest upsets in horse racing history. So this was some very big cinema. However, now from very big cinema, we are going to making very big decisions. So, Arch, could you now give us then the pick numbers? And this is what people are gonna be left after we are showing the finishing order real quick. I still think the winner for the best name here is 20R. It's my personal opinion, or Dexterity. Great naming here. However, now it's not their turn. It is turn for Azteca to pick their pickbacks. So on screen, you now here see which possibilities lie here. So for pick A, you get the 20th pick in Master, the 10th pick in Elite, the 5th in Rival, the 11th in Challenger, the 14th in Prospect, and the 3rd in Academy. This is also a snake draft, like it's always been. So the one that got the unlucky 20th pick in Master in the first round will get the first pick in the second round. So there is a lot of things that franchises can strategize on. But without further ado, we want to hear from the franchises themselves what they are planning to do. So first, Azteca with Matrix. The stage is yours, Matrix.
Hello. I am the representative for Azteca Esports today.
Before
yeah.
you do your pick, can we ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
How do you feel about coming first? And how did you feel about the new race?
I think it's very exciting. Well, I was in that VC with all the franchise managers, and I think we all had a great time. About coming first, I was kind of surprised. We were like 18th or something most of the race, and then we came flying around the corner. I'm like, wait a minute, and then we came first, and I was like, oh my god. I think from what I've heard, we were on the odds the lowest chance to actually win that race. So I think it was actually quite a famous horse race you picked, and I had like actually no idea about it until like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I believe Mutz told me that earlier, yeah. So
just for the audience real quick, the odds were 1 to 80. And the first pick, and the first, like the leading horse, was 1 to 4.1.
Damn.
Yeah, so against all odds, you did fly through that last corner, like Meklo in the air against Prospects. Maybe it shouldn't be there, but, we'll move on. We will ask for your pick, and then we'll ask you another question at the end.
All right. My pick will be row N.
Okay, so row N is going to Azteca Esports. Do you want to give us a bit of insight into why you've made that pick? I take it you're prioritizing your own tier.
Mainly it was because I think the last time where we got, I think it was RSC 13 or 14, we got a franchise of the season. We didn't have very good picks because we're still on the old format. And I think the most important pick is going to be Master this season, even if I wasn't there. So I think we can work with the picks we got in the other tiers, and I actually don't mind the picks in Elite and Rival as well.
Okay, and do you just want to tell us a bit about Azteca?
Yeah, so before this, I think it was Rollbean and Snow, and I'm pretty new to RSC, but yeah, we won franchise of the season a couple of seasons ago, and obviously none of us wanted to do Legacy, so we stepped up a Legacy, and now we're back for draft. This season it is me, Morph, and Shin, and hopefully we're going for franchise of the season again this season.
I didn't want to do Legacy is the wrong thing to say with Mutts in the call, but we will move on to the next franchise on that bombshell.
Sorry.
All right, kicking him out for that. All right. I mean, it's not gonna get better. Oh, it technically is gonna get better because it isn't Yannick.
Yes.
Sol is next.
We have Sol. Their horse name was Sunna, and they second Friday. Do you want to ask a few questions before we go into the picks?
Yeah, so this drags. How do you feel about the horse race and your position in second place?
I think it was a pretty exciting thing to do, to be honest. I mean, I didn't think that Sunna had it in the bag. I mean, we saw Sunna at like 8th for 90% of the race, and then all of a sudden they were in first into the final stretch. But unfortunately, Azteca just pulled away with it at the end. But it was very fun to watch.
Indeed. And do you want to tell us a little bit about Solaris this season, franchise management? I believe it's your first season as a manager.
Yeah, it's my first season, and I'm joined obviously with Yannick and Eli. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do this season.
Okay, then. Do you want to go into your pick then, and then tell us a little bit about why you've prioritised that pick?
We went for, we went for row M, and we decided that because me myself, I'm going to be high arrival, so we decided we didn't need that. And Eli, I think he's also around 2k, like 2073. So we decided we don't need a high pick in master either. So that's why we picked row M.
Okay, that's great to hear. Thank you for turning up tonight, and we will move on to Illusory, whose horse was called Destiny. Maybe written in the stars that they were a top 3 pick in this case.
Indeed, indeed. So we are gonna go with someone who has been here for a while. Let's hear it from Rox what they are gonna pick.
Well, hello.
Hello, Rox.
Hello, hello.
So I'll start with this one. How are you feeling about coming into franchise management after a successful season, kind of as an AGM last season?
Yeah, it's good to be back, right? I mean, like pretty much at the start of last season, Raj, Rahu, for ones that know him by the name, and Simsi already said that they probably want to take a step back this season. So, yeah, that's where I stepped up. Brought in Snow from Azteca, but of course he's also a really known illusory player. So yeah, that's where we went this season.
Yeah, it definitely surprised me. Not only winning 1 tier, but 2. I don't think Illusory had won anything in RSC before. So maybe it was Destiny getting you on the franchise management team. But we will ask you for your pick.
Yeah, I will pick row G.
Okay, would you like to tell us about why?
I think for us it's mainly because of the great master and elite picks. I mean, with Challenger I can deal with. Prospect and Academy it's the same. Of course, we also have a duo for AGM Snow and Seam in Rival, but we'll probably be looking to trade that pick away, and mainly chose the row because of Master and Elite. So yeah.
So who cares about the lower tiers, yeah?
Basically, yeah. No. I mean, we already started with private tryouts, and we already knew that we probably would want a lower picks for these tiers because we just have some solid ideas that doesn't involve a higher or a known player, basically.
Okay, that's great. I do see in chat, Rox hates prospect confirmed from Oliver MH, so we'll just leave it on that one. Yeah. And we'll move on to the next franchise, which is Shadow itself in Knight Rider.
Yes, so this is probably one of the best. This is the best result that Shadow ever had in this kind of race competition. So we will hear from Kyle what that means for Shadow Esports. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kyle.
Good
Do you
evening,
want to
guys.
take this one Friday since it's
Yeah,
Muttshot's
well-
own franchise?
I guess a bit more of a unique question for you because I suppose you were the one that proposed the whole draft system, or at least the pick flags. So yeah, explain sort of your thoughts on that and why you think that's such a big improvement this season.
Well, as some people might know, I'm normally very unlucky, except for tonight, I guess. So we have, on average, always had an average of 13 to 14 in the 3 drafts we've had. So we looked at the system and thought it would be more fair. It's also more interesting to um, do the trading for the picks between franchises because there were no keeper picks anymore. So there was less draft capital, and if some franchises had a lot of high picks already, it was difficult for the people that are lower picks to give something else to them. So hopefully this will improve that as well.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously you got yourself a fourth pick by option. So are you feeling pretty confident with this one?
Yeah, my first option is still on the board, so I'm happy with that.
Fire
All
away.
right, well, I think it's time to see.
So I would like to go with Q.
Perfect.
Q for
Interesting,
quality.
okay.
Yes.
So what are you prioritizing in draft?
Well, we of course have keeper picks in Elite, Academy, and Challenger, and this basically reflects where we think we need higher picks and where we don't really need it. It's always a gamble, but this was the only one with 5 combinations that fitted our preference more or less perfectly. So yeah, this indicates where we would like to invest more in and where we think there is a wider range of skilled players where we don't need a high pick.
Okay, thank you. We will move on to the next franchise at number 5, which is Alpha Surge.
Right, so Alpha Search will be represented by the big Axlos. So I'm gonna drag him in here and ask him, hey Axelos, why are you choosing a horse name that never finishes?
I'm so hungry I could, don't want to finish the rest, but thought maybe we could, put some fire on our horse and make him run a bit faster.
It has definitely worked.
Yeah. But yeah, we thought it would be a bit fun, but yeah, we had a great time watching the horse race alongside the other GMs, and yeah, it was great.
Okay, do you want to make your pick, Axos?
Yes, we would like to pick row S.
Okay. Do you want to tell us why?
Well, we thought S had an all-round, good average around the higher tiers, and I think the higher tiers in terms of picks is more important, especially when we have a round 1 keeper in the prospect tier. So yeah, we thought that would give us a great average and good freedom to build our teams.
Sounds good. How do you feel about coming into Alpha Surge this time? I know you've had a lot of experience on Forge. One of probably top 5 GMs, to be honest, in RSC history.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was a bit unexpected. Me and Rapids maybe weren't planning on GMing this season, but Conflict approached us, and we started talking about it, and then we ended up deciding on giving it another shot because draft season is what we think is the most fun. So we decided to give it another shot and see what we can do this time.
Okay, brilliant to hear. Thank you, Axos.
Thank you.
So moving on from ex-Forge staff to new Forge staff. Do they have anyone in? Not sure.
No, sadly, we don't have a representative for Forge at the moment. So we will have to get with their pick choice that they submitted to us beforehand. Two of the pick choices that they wanted to have already been picked. So they will still be somewhat happy with the third pick choice in pick choice K.
Okay, that has been applied. So they look like they are prioritizing Challenger and Academy. I do believe they have 2 FMs on Challenger. So that may be why. Looking to build a strong team with that first pick there. I will just mention as well, it's been pointed out that 2 of the numbers I think are wrong on this lottery from the PSD. So just make sure that FMs are reading from the sheet, please, before you make your pick. We'll rectify that on the graphic at the end. It is 2 Challenger 20s and 2 Rival 8s on row T, N, and P. So we'll change that at the end. But yeah, moving on to the next one, Mutshuk. We've got Brave and Mon the horse name.
I can see NC in the VC, so I'm not sure if he can. Oh, okay, he can.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
I don't see you good.
Yeah, hello. Hiya.
So, do you want to tell us a bit about the Brave franchise before we move on to the picks?
You know, we're here again, I guess, after a good few seasons in a row. Slightly different staff this time. We're trying to like bring in new people, hopefully, you know, teach them how to do it and stuff. Really, we're just going to try and get better placement this time. I think. I think we've already went for all of our values in previous seasons, and we've not really hit the placements like standings that we've been like the goals that we've been reaching for. So I think that's what we're going to try and improve this season.
Yeah, I was going to mention you had like a really decent to average first season, and then it kind of fell off last season. Like, what do you think went wrong with that, and how are you going to change that?
I think I think I could have done more as a GM. I gave the teams that we had choices to get coaching and stuff. I maybe could have done more to help them out. So this season I'm going to be on the ball as an AGM this time, and really try my best to help all 6 tiers this time do their best, and hopefully we can bring home a trophy or 2.
Okay, brilliant. We will move on to your pick if you want to give us which role you are taking.
Okay, this is like my 3rd choice. A few of them have been taken, but I think we're going to prioritize role I, please.
Okay, and why is that?
I wasn't planning on trying to play this season, but recently I've changed my mind, so I want to try and prioritize a good master pick, which has been agreed on by my fellow franchise management. So I want to try and prioritize master pick, but also not drop elite too much. So that's why H wasn't an option for us. So I, to me, looks like the best all-around shot for what we want, and for the rest of the tiers to look semi-okay as well, other than Academy, I suppose.
Okay, that's great to hear. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will move on to Knight Esports, which was the name Grady. So I'll drag Deal in.
Yep. Deal is here.
So Friday, do you want to kick off?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Dean. Show you.
Hello, everyone.
Right, so not back with our Alliance season, but Night Esports.
Can I get a pronunciation correction at least for everyone butchering it?
Of course,
Nate?
go on. Nate, okay.
Nate Esports.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the franchise?
Well, look, Nate's a new enough org in general, being kind of founded this year by Large Grady himself, who's taken on our AGM position this year, and we're kind of looking to make a bit of a statement and at least try and be as competitive as possible in RSC this season. And we thought it'd be a good starting point, I suppose. At least get into the league and see what damage we can do.
Excellent. And I'm guessing with two of the players obviously being in Master, you're going to be looking for a solid Master pick here.
Yes, yes. Yeah, look, we're gonna potentially Friday. It depends because the pick I'm about to make might not be liked by one of my AGMs, but it would be liked by my other. So I don't know. Do you want me to reveal it right now, or is there
Do you
another
want to let
pick?
us know? Yeah, go on.
We're gonna take pick H.
Pick
H for hotel.
Okay, so very high pick in Master, but much lower in the middle tiers.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, because while some of those tiers, there's a lot of people that are very, like Master is one of the tiers where there's a very clear top 2 or 3 players. Some of those middle tiers, and even Elite to an extent as well, a lot of those players can all be very close. So getting a later round 1, early round 2 to build a strong core of a team isn't necessarily a bad idea.
Yeah, you are right, and obviously it's where sort of the most of the MMR sits is in those middle 4 tiers. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Lynch.
That's no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Lynch. So moving on to the next franchise, we do have Death Cloud Esports.
Yep, this is gonna be Mr. Space Crisp himself.
What's do you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. How did you find the horse race?
It was exciting. I mean, I was a bit worried at start because we were down in 17th, I think it was, but then we brought it back at the end to make it in the top 10, which is nice, especially as draft for us last season, we got like an average pick of 14.5 or something horrendous like that. So it's nice to know it's going to be better this time around.
Indeed, indeed. So, with your placement at 9th, what are you gonna choose?
I want to try and balance that out between the tiers. Of course, with the having Trout as a lower player in Master, we're looking for a higher player to go alongside him. A lot of the higher picks have already been chosen, but getting Master then a nice balance in everything else is our goal.
Yep, which one are you choosing then?
I think we are going to go for pick group B.
B, yep, second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep, just to clarify.
can I ask that you said you had a poor draft lottery last time? Obviously, some people like the chaos of draft lottery and just getting what you're given, but are you a fan of this average pick system?
I think I'm a fan of it considering how bad it was for us last season. Maybe if we did a sanctuary, my opinions might be a bit different, but with it being balanced, I feel like it's going to be a bit more competitive between franchises, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, but surely Sanctuary not winning anything makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's true.
It's all well and good getting the draft picks, but if you don't win anything, then it's kind of defeats the object. But thank you.
Exactly. Anything can happen.
Yeah, thank you, Space Chris. We will move on to the 10th place franchise now, which is Sir Lose a lot. Obviously, middle of the pack here, so not losing out all that much. We have Shattered, I think.
Oh, he is gonna be dragged off his watching the semifinals now. Oh.
Yeah, he is watching the women's Euros, as I was last night, cheering them on the train while I was coming home from London. Great comeback as well. But hello, Shattered.
Hello.
How is the football?
It's going okay. It's 0-0 to halftime. It's perfectly the halftime now, so I'm not missing anything. So that's go-to timing. But we are not really doing anything in the game. We're just hoping to not get scored on. We almost got one in. It went to the post, but I'm doing fine. My heart rate is still under 200.
Mine wasn't in the 97th minute last night. We got there in the end. So, do you want to tell us a bit about your franchise?
Sure. So Dexterity obviously a bit longer in the scene, although we had a bigger break. And I'm now coming back with two completely new AGMs that haven't managed before with PLS and Charles. So we're looking for a fun season to give them a lot of practice and just help them get into the groove, maybe keep them for the next seasons. because as we saw this time, we had one more tier than expected, so maybe more managers and good managers are even more important for the coming season. So I'm looking forward to teaching them what I know and maybe hoping that they are better than me because I haven't won anything yet. So yeah.
Okay, so going forward from that, which row would you like?
So my top 6 rows are all gone. So I will now go with row number, not number, row with what is it? Letter P,
yeah.
please.
Letter P.
So, yep.
Can you tell us what you were prioritizing and why you've now took pick P?
So prioritizing, I was just going through the master picks because I think some people also said it before. Master is gonna be really important this season, especially with the first pick to get a good, solid foundation for the team. So I was just going like first pick would have been N, then H. Although pick B kind of snuck itself into there because I like the elite and academy picks there. But I'm also happy with P because academy is still good, and I think elite we have some picks that people don't expect, so we don't really need it that much. So I'm happy with P.
Okay, great to hear. I wish you good luck for the Euros. I hope to see you in the final along with England.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Same.
thanks for joining. I know it wasn't ideal moving the days, but I appreciate you here.
No, perfect. It's all good.
Okay.
Have a good evening and have
You
fun,
too.
everyone in the stream.
We move on to pick number 11, which was Bojack and Momentum, and I believe Flossie is representing them today.
Indeed.
So, Mutshuk, do you want to take this one?
Yep. Hello, Flossie, one of the few managers that is in SSA and EU. So how do you gonna manage both of these, and do tell us a little bit about your teamer in Momentum?
Okay. I'll start off with Momentum. Momentum's been a franchise who's hasn't been involved in RSC for a couple seasons now. However, the franchise is back. We're mostly looking for just any type of, I guess I don't know how to say it, but like, well, we're looking for mostly of a comeback season. We're trying to prove that okay, we've been gone for a while, or the franchise itself has been gone for a while. Our GM Dispatch hasn't been involved as a franchise manager for a couple seasons now as well. We're trying to just get back on schedule for both the franchise and Dispatch as a GM. We've got obviously myself and Juno, who's new to franchise management. He's been doing great. He's involved heavily. He's put in so much work. He's doing amazing. One of the best first time AGMs I've actually interacted with or worked with. He's actually been doing really well. And on the topic of managing both SSA and EU, obviously both leagues are same. Obviously SSA has a bit less, is obviously less franchises, less tiers to work with. So I've kind of been looking at EU in a bigger bubble, I guess. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So EU's kind of been a bit higher on my priority list as of recently, especially with the addition of Academy. However, SSA is also, so I've also been working hard on that.
Yep.
As a GM
All right.
over there.
Now we need to know though, what is your pick?
Well, the pick we prioritized for first place is actually still on the board, which we are actually grateful for, extremely grateful for. We were stressing at the back here. So yeah, we would like to take pick C.
All right, see it is. See if that works out for you.
Yep.
So I
I
take
will
it
see
you're
myself out after that.
prioritizing. I take it you're prioritizing elite and challenger.
Yeah, with so I've kind of I've kind of got a theme going on where every season I kind of beg to prioritize elite. It's my favorite tier to manage. It's my favorite tier to build in. It's my favorite tier to draft, right? So I'll always try to get the most out of elite, and well, challenger itself is my tier. I'm only a third, maybe not third. Wait, I'm late. Well, I'm a later round pick in challenger. I'm trying to just get the best possible roster I can for my own team. Dispatch and Juno are both prospects, so we've kind of went later pick on that. As they are, I believe, our first and second round keepers.
Okay, we do need to push you,
Yeah.
Flossy, because we
Yeah.
got more
Yeah.
managers to get through.
Was gonna say.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. We move on to KDJ. Is Larson taking this one?
Yep, Larson is taking this one.
Friday?
Hello, Larson, how are we doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Good, good. It's nice to see you back in franchise management again. What made you change your, or what made the decision for you to come back to franchise management this season?
I don't know. I've just kind of just been missing Rocket League itself, and also like RSC, but mostly RSC. Like I don't really play Rocket League too much anymore, but still like the game.
Yeah. And do you want to tell us a little bit about KDJ and the franchise management?
Yeah. So I'm the AGM of KDJ. It's the first season for the franchise, but we have Mutchuk, who's also owner of Shadow Esports and co-owner of RSC, and we've got the best stream team. Killian, Dylan, and Jim, which is where the name KDJ comes from. And yeah, we're looking forward to a good season, bringing in some trophies. We're here to stay and provide a great experience for players.
Excellent. So, which one's looking juicy and which pick are you going to be going for?
I think I've come to the conclusion of R.
Pick R. So, prioritization in Master, Elite, and Academy. Any particular reasons?
A little bit. I mean, I don't really care too much for the picks. It's draft, you know. You never know where you're gonna get anyways. But wanted to have a decent pick in Elite. Obviously, like in Academy, always good to have a good pick. We have Mutchuk, who's like lower, so having a early high pick would be good.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Larson. We do have the Sanctuary next up with the horse named Temple. We've got the Krezzes representing them this time. Hello, Krezzes.
Howdy all.
Howdy. Do you want to tell us a bit about the franchise and its history in RSC?
It's pretty simple. We've been here for a while. We've been pretty much everywhere when we needed to be, so
Nice
that's
and
all I have to say
simple,
about
unlike
it. Nice and
Floss's.
simple. Yeah, we just need to get this going because I've got tryouts in like 2 minutes for Masters.
Oh, no, good. So tell us which row you would like to take.
Can I take row L?
You can take row L. Is that going to give you the L this season, or would you like to tell us what you're prioritising?
No, it's draft, isn't it? So I'm just going to see what I can do with it. There's a lot of decent players this season, especially that have been turning up for tryouts. So we're just going to see what's going to happen.
Sounds good. We won't keep you from your master tryouts. We will let you go and move
Cheers,
on to
lad.
Tuna Sandwich, which is Team Serene in 14th.
Yep. Kyrian is it this time who is going to be representing Team Serene.
Yo.
All right, Kyrian. How are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing great.
All right. With the horse race, you have finished not that high.
No.
What did you feed your horse the tuna sandwich?
I might have. I don't know what went wrong. He clearly ate something wrong because we were in last place for ages and ages. We made a little comeback to 14th, but still looking rough.
Yeah, I mean, there are still a few decent picks left. So what do you want to prioritize and which pick do you choose?
We will be going for row O because we we basically think there's the best balance in that row that's left. Yeah, we really want to go for a balanced row pick because we're all playing AGMs and we're all in different tiers. So we kind of all wanted a good pick. Meat is in Challenger, which gives him the least pick of the row. But me and Master get 10 pick. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. And our fellow AGM Vice in Academy gets 10th pick as well, which is rounded. And maybe we get a good rival team now without one of us playing.
Awesome. Thank you, Kieran. If you do have any complaints about where you finished in the horse race, we can't do anything about that. You can go and blame the trainers from the Kentucky Derby 3 years ago.
I will chase him.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll
Alright, thank
move
you,
on
guys.
to 20R and Chonk E Speedwagon. So we have SBN Jason representing them tonight. Hello, Jason.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. What about you guys?
We are good. We're trying to move on swiftly if possible. I just wanted to ask, how are you feeling about stepping into general management for the first time?
I have to admit it's a bit scary too, because this is my first time doing something like this, in RC at least. And I have some experience in other leagues, but considering this is my first time, it's going to be interesting to see in this season, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, so not much still left to choose from. You are in a better position than my franchise at the moment. we're still waiting. What would you like to
I see.
pick?
We are going with pick F.
Okay, is that going to be a fail, or is that going to be something that you can prioritize out of these picks?
It's on our lower end of priorities, but unfortunately most things that we wanted has been picked. But considering we got some good rival and academy picks, I think we maybe can do something out of this. And I hope this happens.
Yep, some solid top 5 picks. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will move on to Heki and Utox. And obviously, Heki brings fart comedy to the stream. Type fart for plus rep was his source name. Friday, do you want to entertain this fella?
We have to. Welcome, Heki. And also welcome back to RSC after a season out last season. So, obviously, results-wise, the franchise haven't been as successful. So, what's new this season? What can you tell us about the management?
Well, we brought in a female manager because they know best and they can boss me and Voodoo around. So that's our main plan.
That's the main plan. Okay, then so straight into the pick. Then, what's your pick for the season and why?
We are going to take pick letter E, please.
So, Ian, do you want to tell us a little bit about why?
Honestly,
you got told to.
Kind of winged it, yeah.
Fair enough. Taking the lottery from the draft lottery and just going with the flow.
Yeah,
Thank you very much,
pretty
Heki.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers. We move on to DSQ now and Black Beauty. We have Nations in the call. If he undeafens. Hello, Nations.
Yeah. Hello. I did unfortunately deafen myself. Hello.
How are you?
I'm alright. How's everyone?
Not bad, not bad. Would you like to tell us a bit about DSQ?
Of course I can. So DSQ has been a long-standing member of the RSC and community for a long time. We got our first taste of silverware last season, so we're looking to continue it this season as well.
Awesome. You've got some new AGMs this season. How are you finding that? I believe Ethan has replaced Flossie.
Yes, I believe it was an upgrade. Get on, love Flossie, but no, Ethan's stepped into the role quite well. He's eager to learn, eager to understand what it takes to be an assistant manager, and hopefully he says in the future wants to be a general manager himself.
Okay, there's not too many roles left to pick from. What would you like to take?
Can I please take, in my opinion, the best of the bunch, and can I take row D, please? D for Delta.
You can take row D. Is there any reason why, or is that just the best of a bad bunch?
Looking at the rest of them, as in my opinion, the best of the bad bunch for what you want to prioritise this season. Unfortunately, with me and Shard being prospect picks, the round 5 does kind of hurt. But the other tiers we want to prioritise is obviously Elite and Rival, because we believe that we can do well in that.
And a high prospect pick for you, since you've sandbagged all your way down there.
Never. Can't call me that.
Okay, thanks, Nations. We'll move
Cheers,
on
lad.
to Berserkers and Carl and Mutchuk. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, Carl is gonna be represented by Stingray this time. So Stingray, Carl definitely did not have the impact, maybe because he was actually a horse and not an alpaca, but people who will recognize that might just be on the older side. So Stingray, what is your preference out of the bunch and why?
Oh, first of all, I'm very surprised I still have a choice. Like, there are 2 picks I actually like, which I wasn't expecting at 18th. And we're gonna pick back Jay. For the simple reason that we have 3 keepers from management in Rival, so don't really need a lot there. And we want to prioritize the lower tiers more. Would have obviously liked a bit of a higher master pick, but can't help it if you get 18th. I also hope the horse race isn't really a metaphor for the season, because it kind of resembles what we are on TBK or myself on GP. We farm league play, then comes playoffs.
And that happens.
Questionable result. I mean, technically the same. Like, we were like 4th in the horse race, and then the last corner came, and then we kind of fell to 18th. But I feel like I'm pretty happy with the J pick. I think I had that like in the top 10 even in my initial picks, so quite happy with how that went. And I think they are pretty decent picks. I think if you're 18th and every last pick still looks like it's not completely terrible, I think we did a good job with the new lottery system. And yeah, hope we'll have a good season. Also past the 9 weeks of league play this time.
Hope so. That you can finally lift some silverware. All right, next one is gonna be Aspire, which is gonna be represented by Arch this time.
Yes, it is indeed. They were well and truly aspired and retired. Second to last. Is the horse just as old as me now? I don't know. But Aspire, I'll give a bit of background. They were new last season to RSC. I was impressed with what Reptic's done regarding branding, socials. I always said I'd help him if anything came about, and unfortunately he needed another AGM due to who he initially applied with not getting in. So I just took the mantle. Obviously not been able to help as much as I'd like to, and I think like that's the same for all of us. We've been on holiday and working and stuff, and it's a draft season, so we're not too focused on prioritizing things. So looking at the last 2 picks, I do like the look of row T. I do know that it is glitched. I think Challenger is pick 8 and Rival is 20, so that needs changing. But I do like the look of having a high Academy and an 8th pick in Challenger with 10 in Prospect as well, since me and Raids are on Challenger and Prospect. So we will take row T.
All right. So now, as the final candidate, this is gonna be Owls. Sadly, they don't really have a choice anymore. They got 20th. However, Bale, what are you gonna do with this 20th or a 20th pick?
First of all, Bill, what happened with the horse? It was first for so long.
Yeah, our horse is just not it. Our horse
I
is
mean,
just
Asterix jinxed it. He said he's gonna take all the last picks.
Yep. Our horse is just not it.
But how happy are you with pick set A?
Not happy at all.
Ouch.
But we wanted a higher master pick, but we couldn't get it. We didn't
I
get
mean,
no
to be
choice.
fair, you got 2. You got 2 picks right after each other, so
Yeah.
there is that at the very least.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot
we'll
of work to
with
be
it.
done.
Yep. We'll have to make a plan. I mean, at least I'll get a good teammate. Rival. But hey, we'll work some that.
Yeah, overall you still have a good average. That is the
Yeah.
advantage. Even as last, you can trade your picks and improve your
Yeah.
situation there.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't mind it other than the 20th master though. The row.
All right. This goodbye and thank you.
Yep.
So this was all of the picks. We have people with their strategies now, or the strategy is ruined. So it is what it is. Now you make it work.
Yeah, indeed.
But after, Arch, you want to continue us on?
Yeah, we will post these in the server as soon as we can. We do need to change a couple of rows, I believe, before we post this finalized. But the franchise managers do know what they've picked in the background because they've got a sheet and a FM notice as well. So we will get that out as soon as possible. Thanks everyone for tuning into this as well. We've got 160 viewers throughout the draft lottery. I know it can be boring sometimes just watching a screen and people picking, but we really appreciate you coming out. And we get through now to the logo rankings. So let me just get over to the...
Yeah, as last season, we are doing the logo ratings. Logo ratings were quite a bit different this season. So, Arch, do you want to walk us through the process?
Yeah, so basically we will go through each franchise, just giving a quick recap. I'm going to ask Friday to start and then Mutchuk, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end, and then we'll reverse it. We'll go Mutchuk, Friday, and myself. We'll just have a quick ranking, maybe see where people put them last season, if people remember, and then we'll have an overall screen at the end. We do this for decals as well, and then once that is finished, we'll move over to the conference draw, and then stream is done. So, Friday, let's start with you in 20R.
Yeah, well, let's quickly recap on 20R. So 20R is GM of Jason, AGMs Offenham and Acker. This is actually their second season. In their first season, I believe they finished 17th as a franchise. This is the draft format. So yeah, we ranked the 20R logo on average as 16th. So quite low down.
However, it is an improvement, I believe, from last season, though. So 20R was last season. It was 17th. It was a plus. It is a +1, so it is at the very least that. However, I would say it is still a very solid logo. Just the letter mark is not very popular amongst us three.
I would also probably premise that the quality logos does feel a little bit stronger this season, I think. But I think, yeah, for me with the 20R logo, it's... I think of all the purple logos that we have this season, it's just the least sort of standout flashy colour.
Yeah, I agree. So it's probably a similar position from me last season, I believe. I think the standard has got better this season with a couple of people going out like Team Amphibian. Flawless, even though I kind of liked it. It was like a simple tribal one. So yeah, moving on to AS now. What shot you want to kick off?
Yep. Our Alpha Search this season has had an overall decrease in rating. It is also just a 1 rating difference, so it's stayed consistent. Alpha Search is one of the logos that you rated really highly. Friday rated average, and I rated it a little bit more below. I think, as in terms of branding, Alpha Search is just a logo that is recognizable, but it is like most of the logos that I rated lower, a little bit more on the standardized side.
Friday?
Yeah, I think it's one of those that like it's a good logo, but it's very similar to a lot of sort of esports logos of that style. So I think sort of slap down the middle for me makes sense.
Yeah, it moved up one for me. I believe just people new and people new coming in, people leaving. So yeah, that's one position up from me. But next up is my franchise, and Reptix is Aspire.
Yep. So Aspire is, as I say, it's Reptic, Raids, and yourself, Arch. I believe this is the second season for Aspire as a franchise, but the first in the draft. So not much to go on in that regards. We ranked this logo overall 5th. As you said, it was an improvement of 1 from last season, with yourself, Arch, ranking it number 3, Mutz 8th, and myself 5th.
Yeah, I rated it a little bit higher this time around. Same reasons as I did with Alpha Surge. Friday, you ranked it higher this time. Mutz, it's gone down for you.
Yeah, I think for me it is basically the other logos that are in here. I also shifted a little bit of my priority from general mascot logos towards more focused more on like branding logos, which will also reflect a little bit more in my other ratings.
Okay, moving on is Azteca. So Friday, or Mutz, sorry.
Yeah, Azteca is a staple franchise in the draft season. It has seen quite a few seasons here. Originally, a franchise of from Robin, we have now moved on to the set of Shin, Morph, and Matrix. They are looking to improve their current ratings. They have, or continue the current ratings from 15th to 5th, and a repetition of 5th in the draft seasons. This is a very solid placement, and they are gonna reach for the stars, I would say. From the logo rating itself, the logo rating has, since they are returning now from the last draft season, they don't have a rating from the last stream. However, overall, it is not highly regarded in 15th.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, I think at the time when they first introduced the logo, it was quite a nice logo and sort of clean design. But I think just the progression of logos since Azteca joining has just got a lot better, a lot more unique and well designed. It's just it feels very sort of flat now, I guess.
Yeah, same call as you. I was the one who made sure this logo got made because we refused to enter Azteca on the initial one that they made. Obviously, Sezon made this. At the time, it was a good standard. It was clean. It got them in, and yeah, the progression on that still. I still feel like there could be more done nowadays. Just looking at it, so yeah, it looks like the old ERS style ones where we had to put a board around it if people didn't have like a stroke or anything like that. So I just feel like it could warrant an improvement nowadays. But we move on to Brave for Friday.
Yep. So Brave, they I believe are now in their second draft season. Their finish last season was 9th, so decent starting performance. We ranked their logo 9th overall. Archie had it as 11th. I had it as 9th. Mutz yourself as 6th. I think it's quite. I do like the color contrast of Brave, and it also represents Rocket League really well. And I think that's why it's always sort of above average for me. I just really like the simplicity of the design as well.
Yep, that is basically also my thought, but for me, that is overall placing it higher. I have a reduced focus in that regard for mascot logos, and logos like this here are just very cleanly designed and a representation to Rocket League and the Scottish heritage, although that would be blue and white.
Yeah, I echo everything you've said. It went down. It was the same position as last season, but it went down on 2 of our rankings by 1 place. But obviously that didn't affect the average. I agree. It's very much brand focused. I just can't get out of my head that brand was also Ignite Esports at one point. So it's like it's gone down 1 position for me. But yeah, we'll move on to DeathCloud Esports.
Yeah, DeathCloud Esports is gonna be led by Space Crisp, Shroud, and let me check who is the third. Razor. So this team has been in a few draft seasons now, with them in 1 draft season. Sorry, wrong row. They didn't finish very strongly in that season with 16th. However, this season with a higher average pick, that might very well change. We will see how this affects standings. However, the logo itself was not well regarded last season and finished last. However, it has improved now to number 18, with me ranking it the highest at 16th and Friday the lowest at 20th.
Friday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't. There's no like uniformity of it. I don't know. I just can't see anything in the logo, unfortunately. I get the idea of the simplicity, but for me, it just doesn't incorporate anything to do with DeathCloud.
I'll say what I said last season: bring back the old one, or improve the old one. I get the style. I get it's minimalistic. Everyone's doing it in 2025 though, and it's great to see them move up from 20th to 18th. But I mean, it's been a opinion like this for 2 seasons, and I've seen people in like RSC General and stuff slate it when it was first made as well. So I do feel bad about it, but it's not as bad as people say, but it's just not as good as some of the ones that we've got and we've already ranked. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. Dexterity.
Dexterity. Now we are going to the other end of the rankings. Dexterity is now the 1st rank overall, from 2nd last time. They are in a tie with a different one, which we will reveal later. They have a clean branding and design. It is also in line with the RSC, which is a slight bonus, but overall, clean logo mark, clean design overall, and also a small touch with the established in 2017. Very nice.
Yeah, I think for me, Dexterity is just the color and the branding. Like, it's very recognizable when you see it on sort of social media. It's a very clean design. I do like black and green as color combination as well.
Yeah, exactly what Friday just said. Color combo. It could be an esports logo. It could be a football team logo. It's just clean. And yeah, the warranted step up. I still put Sistema Solaris as my number 1, like I did last season. However, this was the worthy second to it last season as well. So we'll move on to DSQ.
Yeah, so DSQ this season is going to be Nations Chart and the E04 MCC. I don't know what the actual name is there, but they are currently in the 5th season now, after 1 break season, RSC11, but coming off of basically their best draft season in 2nd place 2 seasons ago. We rated their logo 6th overall, so I think that's a major improvement from last time, which had it as 11th. Both myself and Outfit at 7th place, Mutz, you had it quite high as 3rd.
Yeah, it is more or less to the priority changes. I am more focusing on what could it represent as a brand. And as a brand, DSQ, although a 3-letter combination is not great, and the only thing I know with these 3 letters is disqualified, all 3 letters perfectly incorporated in it is just very nice. And contrary to Arch, I really like the gradient.
Okay, so this has got major improvement from last season, I think, individually. So I had it 11th, and I've actually kind of seen the light on it. I still don't like the gradient. I still think somehow that logo can improve. But I do think it's 7th now, personally, for me. So I just think it's a really good touch on the DSQ lettering. It's recognisable. So yeah, moving on to Forge now.
Alright, Forge is led by Wolfie, Starman, Bozo, and Panic. Forge is a logo that we have overall not given a good rating. It is on average 16th, with being consistently 16th, 16th, and 18th. Friday, any detail on,
I think
this?
Forge is again a bit like Azteca for me. That it feels like an outdated logo that hasn't kept up with like modern logo styles. But the only difference I think is there's just less color and it's less interesting. But you know, it's on brand, I suppose. But maybe just needs a bit of a touch up.
It's just grey. That's all I've got to say. It's just grey. Everyone ranked it 16th, so it's just one of those. It's the best of a bad bunch, really, for me. And I said when we did the ranking stream, it does what it says on the tin. It represents Forge, and that's it. It's just bland for me. But we move on to Illusory.
Alright, Illusory. Friday, can you say, oh, this is my one actually. So, Illusory, we have had a slight change, a +1 compared to last season. Illusory is one of the logos that has a really good premise, a good execution. It is just a very abstract concept that you can not translate that well or that much better than the current logo is. Illusory has, in my opinion, a good logo. It just suffers from the concept of illusion.
And I feel like I might have scored it a little bit lower here based on that old logo, but I actually do really like the newer, more sort of unified logo that's just equal in proportion. It does look a lot cleaner. But still, for me, I don't know what's going on. I think that's, to me, what's confusing about the logo is it doesn't really sort of stand out to me, but
Doesn't convey you, pull you in.
Yeah.
It's got slight improvement for two of us. Obviously gone up one position. I rated this a little bit higher. I think I started at 7, then moved it down to 8, then 9, then 10. I just think there's better ones, and this is the best of the mid pack. Hence me putting it 10th. Next up is KDJ.
Yep, so KDJ, obviously yourself, that's led by KDJ himself, and then also Larson as well. New franchise this season, streaming a lot of the games last season as well. We have them ranked 20th. I mean, I had them 18th. I kind of gave the logo a bit of respect, just got like the shape and design, but you guys not having it.
Can we just say though, it's not Team Amphibian 20th. This is a decent 20th.
I mean, to be fair, Team Amphibian 20th is one of the most discussed ratings last season.
Hey, I take offense to that much. That's the designer of that logo.
To be fair, I don't think there's much you can do from a branding point of view. It's three mates who have made a franchise who have got into RSC through streaming. So the fact we had to make a quick logo for them, I just think this does for what they're doing right now. And obviously, like Azteca in a few seasons, they might improve it. But this does the job. It's just not better than anyone else's.
Yeah, and it's also not symmetrical, which slightly annoys me.
Oh god, Mutz was there for an infraction. Swearing on stream. We'll move on to Momentum now.
Alright, Momentum, Friday.
Yeah, so Momentum, obviously returning franchise from a few seasons back now, led by Dispatch with Juno and Fossey as well. I really like this logo. I think it's just a really clean design, and it very much represents the brand. We have it overall rated 7th. I think myself having it as 3rd, and then yourself, Mutz, 9th, and Arch 8th.
Indeed. It is a very good logo for what it should convey, as momentum is really hard to convey in a logo. The only thing that mainly holds it down is just black and white.
Yeah,
Like,
I
there is
second
not
that as
much
well. Brand perspective, it's on point. It transcends momentum very well. It's just black and white. It needs something more. I think it's just missing that slight little something. And if you ask Mutshot, that is probably a black stroke or something around it.
An outline.
I am impressed we got so far into the rating without that joke.
But next up we've got, is it Nate, as D Lynch said? Nate Esports?
Yeah, Nate Esports. Yeah, so that's pretty much the RLI management of D-Lynch, Nova, and Large Grady. So it's new season for the franchise itself, but obviously we're familiar with RL Island. I think for me, this logo is sort of the bottom of the like generic esport looking logos. For me, it's just, I don't particularly like the colour scheme. We've ranked it 10th overall. I think pretty consistent actually. Myself and Mutz is 10th, for yourself 9th, Arch.
Yeah, for me, it is. I love the theme, the Celtic theme, very much. However, it's also just more of a standardized logo, standardized esports logo, and that doesn't rank it much higher.
Yeah, honestly, it conveys everything it needs to. There's so much detail in it of what it conveys. It's just the fact that it looks like a logo generator or like something along those lines. Like for me, I rated this similar to Illusory. I went like 6, 7, 8, and then 9. I just think it's the bottom of the top pack. But it is a really clean logo, to be fair. Next up, we've got Owls. Mutz.
Owls is now led by Asterix. You may know from Symbiotes. Sambo as part of the staff team, and Bale as a pickup manager. This logo for me is one of the more standardized ones. It is a more classic logo. I really like the owl itself, especially since I have a D&D companion that is an owl. However, it is just a standard logo that is just nothing special, but it's overall quite good.
I think for me, it's the owl part of the logo is really good. I like the shape of the crest as well. It's just the text for me that lets it down. It's a bit simple.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The style of badge is good. Again, the text could be better. For me, I think the main gripe is the fact that they connected to Sheffield Wednesday, but outside of that, you wouldn't really tell, because other than the owl, like Sheffield Wednesday are like a blue and white team, and there's just no connection to them. So from my footballing perspective, I just wanted to see it a bit closer to Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, could be a different off branch of Sheffield Wednesday, and they've got to have different brand colours and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just wanted to see a bigger connection there.
I just want to point out a comment in chat. PJ, how do you see a cat in that logo, in the Owls logo? Anyway, Sanctuary is next.
Yeah, so Sanctuary, led by Krez's GM, AGM's GM, and Wally. So, again, another returning franchise after having Season 2 out. But I believe their best placement of the franchise was 2nd, which was in RSC16. So the logo itself, we have this ranked as number 3. I think probably for sort of its uniqueness, I guess, as a logo. Myself as 6th, Mutz, you had it 1st, and Arch 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really. Oh, you go, Arch. Sorry.
I just think it's an iconic logo, as Sir Pegasus just said in chat. I don't think it's a free on its own. I think it's a free with the connection of the brand. So if you look at this on its own, you're probably not going to say number 3. But I went off team names, the decals, the logo, just knowing everything about Sanctuary. So, and that all connects into one brand, which is why it's high for me.
Yeah, and also for me, it is the additional with the theming, with Sanctuary being a somewhat vague concept. However, it is really conveyed greatly through this and also the logo variants that come with it. I just feel and also you can technically see a few letters in that logo as well, the S, an N if you really squeeze it, the C, and a Y. So that is a really good incorporation in my opinion, and just overall very good.
Yeah, next up we have Shadow. No bias, honestly. We'll start with Friday.
Yeah, so obviously everyone knows Shadow. Again, another very successful franchise with their highest performance being 1st, but also having 3rd last season as well. Now, Shadow logo we rated 4th overall. I think pretty much, I don't know, slight drop down from last season, but I think for me personally, it's nostalgia, the color scheme. You could say it does look like a generic generated logo, but I don't know. I just think something stands out. It's much more bold than the other franchises.
Yeah, I'll go before passing on to Mutz. It fell a little tiny bit in all of our predictions, I think. Let me just have a look. I think it was 2 for me, 1 for Mutz, and 2 for Friday. I just think maybe a lot better like logos have come into the league now, and it just fell off a little tiny bit. It's still iconic. It's still a great color scheme. And always in the back of my mind, I've got Mutz telling me it was a logo generator. So,
all right, for me, it is basically that it is not a logo. A logo
creator. You know what?
Yeah, creator. That is the word. Yeah.
All the same.
I feel like for that, I have done a really great job with it, and I'm proud of that, even though it is just a logo creator. And for my rating, it's basically the average of you two, just to avoid any bias from my end in that regard.
Yeah, it stands the test of time. There's not really a need for change. It's still up there with the best. But speaking of the best for me, this was number 1 for me last season, and I think I put it number 1 this season as well. Much, you had it 4th and Friday 1st. I'll hand it over to you two.
Yeah, then let me go first. Why I put it. Sam, last season the average was higher. That's why. Also, Systema Solaris is a very good logo, especially when it's full size. You can see the stars in the middle circle. For me, I don't like those college football team style logos that much, which it's why I put it slightly lower than the others, just at 4th. However, it is one of the now more iconic logos, and it was a definitely huge improvement from the previous one.
Yeah, I think for me and probably yourself, Arch, it's the sort of football style logo that makes it stand out. I think it takes the iconic S shape from the original Systema Solaris logo, and it's much more stand out. The colors pop a lot more. I just really like the branding.
Sorry, just typing. I think this just looks like like a German football club badge, and I just love it. I think it suits football clubs, esports, I had it 1st both seasons, so it's still a top ranking at number 2. But we move on to Team Berserkers.
Yeah, so Team Berserkers this season: GM Stingray, GM Patroid, and Sasuke Osuke. I think this is their first season in draft. Yeah, so not much information to go on there. We unfortunately ranked this logo a little bit lower down. I think our average 14th. With both of you ranking it 14th, myself 13th. I think again for me, it's a cool design. For me, it's the color scheme that really lets this logo down. I'm not a fan of grey, and the red doesn't really stand out.
Yeah, I think that is overall the sentiment that we had. Like for me, it's also the gray colors. You would need to do a recoloring of the logo, but it is also very hard just due to it being basically the themes is based around stone and metal, which is usually not that colorful.
Yeah, agreed. It's a good logo. It's the color. It's what you expect, like for the branding side of things. But I just think there's so much more could be done than just doing grey. Similar to Forge, really. Moving on to Team Serene, and I know this has fell down a little bit, I think, from last season.
Indeed, 3 places. It's probably the lowest drop we had, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's the lowest drop we had.
Yeah, so I had it 16th last season, Mutz had it 18th, and Friday 17th. We've all got it 19th this season. Is it just a case of better logos coming in, or is it just something different?
For me, both. Better logos coming in, and also for me, this Serene on its own doesn't really represent anything. Here, with someone not knowing Japanese, it's like, what is this? So it is just like a lettermark logo, and not telling me anything here.
Yeah, I think exactly that, and I think that's why I know obviously you both disagreed, but it's why I rated it up, rated the KDJ logo over it. Is that effectively it's the same concept of just being lettering. I just preferred the background and coloring of the other logo.
Yeah,
I'm just reading chat as well.
That's fair. Yeah, you wouldn't know what that is if you just looked at it and didn't know like Chinese or Japanese or whatever it is. So yeah, I agree. But next up and last up is UTOX.
Yep, so UTOX this season managed by Heki with Voodoo and Bluegy. It's their sort of first season back from missing a season, but they have been around for a while, especially under Ox Gaming, and this is just the merger of Ox and Unity for this season. So UTOX we have ranked number 11, which I'm trying to find average scores. Archie had it 13th, Mutt 7th, and myself 11th. So again, for me, I think it's a really unique logo because it really sort of takes the color scheme of Ox Gaming and merges it with the logo of Unity really well. I do like the colors as well. Obviously, I know I'm not a big fan of grey, but the red and blue just makes it stand out a little bit more.
Indeed, it is just very much a combination of a concept logo and a mascot logo, which is basically one of the most difficult things to do, in my opinion. And it incorporates the shape of the U of Unity very well with the horns of Ox, and also works both colors in very much nicely.
Yeah, this fell 4 positions for me and 2 for Mutchuk. I just think it was a case of other logos coming in and ranking better, and I just think they've done all they can by merging 2 logos. It's a good concept for 2 logos, but I think there's some way you could maybe improve that compared to all the other logos in the league as well. Again, I think it's like the top end of the middle bunch. But we will transition to the final rankings. And as you can see on your screen, Much, do you want to do 1 to 10, Friday 11 to 20?
Sure thing. So our winner is Dexterity X Aquo with Systema Solaris, and the top 3 is rounded out by Sanctuary. Shadow Esports takes 4th, Aspire 5th. DSQ is now 6th, Momentum 7th, Alpha Surge finished 8th, 9th is Brave Esports, and rounding out the top 10 is Nate Esports.
Yep, so for the back half of the table, 11th Unitox, 12th is Illusory, 13th Owls Esports, 14th Team Berserkers, 15th Azteca Esports, 16th is 20R, and 17th Forge, 18th Death Cloud, 19th Team 3, and last place, 20th KDJ Esports.
Okay, and moving on from logo rankings, we will post these again on our socials and in the chats later. But we move on to Decal ratings now, and we'll start with 20R.
Yeah,
Yep.
20R. Oh, you go Friday, sorry.
Just as a little bit of information as well, this was the one they submitted last season, and then we have a universal decal submitted this season.
Yeah, so 20R, we have ranked 13th overall, and it's pretty consistent with our individual scorings. Both myself and Arch 13th, and Mutt's 14th. I think I prefer the older style, actually. I was going to rank it lower based on the Fennec design, but I actually do like the original one. It's a much cleaner, sort of black and purple design. But yeah, I think it's moved down a little bit from last season because some of the other ones have improved.
Yeah, that is also my opinion.
Can I just say someone's messed with the sheet, so all of them are out of place? I don't know what's happened.
Okay, Friday, can you check on that?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Yep. I will then introduce the next decal right away, if Alpha Search is working still.
Yep.
Okay, the ratio doesn't do it any favors, but Alpha Search is a very nice decal overall. We ranked the decal on our ranking 3rd overall with myself. Wait, the system is. Wait, where is the Alpha Switch one? Yeah. I think there is the mess up a little bit. I think it was sorted Friday, and the team names are just what I was gonna say. The team names are just alphabetical.
Should we show them decals and then just go straight to the ranking at the end?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, so
unless we can fix it like midway through.
So we've got Alpha Surge currently here. Aspire, obviously Height Chamber gets sometimes. Sorry, Blender obviously gets extra points sometimes. Looking good there. Azteca, Braves Fennec, and Braves Octane. We have Death Cloud Esports' new submission this season. And again, the away one. I kind of preferred Death Cloud's last season. In some of the pictures that they provided, I know they did blender shots last time. The SQ is an all-around improvement, I think. On this from last season's. They've also got an away one as well. Very clean. I think that moved up the rankings for me. Dexterity as well. An improvement on last season. They were already second, I think, last season, and they've now changed it to incorporate like a hex design on their cars, which looks really clean. Home and away there. Forge. I think I rated this last just purely because of the anvil theme and the metallic stuff. It's just does what it says on the tin, but it's not really aesthetically pleasing. Illusory.
Yeah, that's not it.
KDJ Fennec. Now the Fennec is plain for me, but like I think this was rated quite low. But if you look at the detail on this, I love the hex incorporation into this. For me, it's just the color. I just wouldn't use like this purple type of car in ranked or on a game or whatever. But I love the hex design. It kind of reminds me of the RSC branding.
Yeah.
Momentum.
You go.
What do you think about this one?
I think the black and white doesn't do it any favors. I think it should have a little bit more of a different design that could just be a little bit more abstract and cover more of the car. It is basically what we said, that it doesn't help that it's black and white.
Do we have this back now, Friday?
I've almost sold it, yeah.
You have?
Almost.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
So Nate, we have there. I can't really go into personal ones at the moment. I thought it was like the top of the middle pack. It's decently detailed, and it's obviously, if you zoom in, it's got the Celtic design on Mutts.
Indeed, I do really like that design overall, with it being like slightly faded. But personally, I would prefer the Celtic runes to be even more pronounced, because I feel like that would be a centerpiece of the design and not being just a background fade.
Yeah, so we'll just finish off the last few, and then we will go into the top 20, and obviously just go into the personal rankings a bit more and the total ones. So we've got Owls Fennec, the Owls Octane. It's very well detailed, this one.
Yeah, I really
obviously
like that one.
the Fennec was a new edition, but this was what was submitted first. I really like how much detail's on there. Sanctuary's updated decals. I know we ranked their old ones yesterday. Donut only sent these in. I think this was last season's, and then I think these two are new ones, which is an improvement, really.
Yeah. Indeed, it is. That is a really nice design.
Yeah, that's the away one. We've got Shadow's new Fennec.
Oh, you didn't have the new one, the render that I put in?
Oh, have I not? I just used the folder that you sent me.
Oh yeah, and I updated a few.
We have Shadow's Octane, Systema Solaris, Team Berserkers, Team Serene's submission last season compared to this season. I don't know if they're still using both. And then we've got Utox's new decal as well. So we'll move over to the rankings. So Friday, I'll give you the top 10 this time and go into the total ranking and what we did personally, and then we'll do. Sorry, Friday, you do 11 to 20, and Mutts do 1 to 10.
Yep. Overall, now we have Shadow first with the new redesign. Very much special thanks to Donut to redesign for that. I would have loved to put the Blender shot here as well. It is really great redesign, and I can't wait to use it in game. Dexterity, again, with a very strong showing as a second. Last time they were first. Sanctuary, top 3, timeless decal, and now even a bigger improvement. We have then Systema Solaris, overall great decal, with us ranking them. I lost the tab, but oh, there it is. Solaris, we rated, for example, third, and fourth. So we have been actually really consistently ranking most of them at around the same rate. Then DSQ, fifth, fourth, and third. Also very solid showing. Aspire Esports with a little bit of spread is 6th, 9th, and 5th. Still a very good finish at 6th overall. Then we have Owls, especially the Octane, in my opinion, it made it for me, with an 8th, 6th, and 10th place finish. Then Alpha Surge, this time slightly, not only slightly, but dropping quite a bit with 5 places, same as Aspire, actually. It is just due to the nature that there has been a lot more very good decals this season. Then number 9 is going to go to Azteca with a good Octane and Fennec design, and the top 10 is rounded out by the Illusory.
Yeah, so Nate finished 11th. We actually had them tied top 10 with Arch at 16th, Much yourself 7th, and myself 8th. Team Serene in, I think, 12th place. Overall, 14th for myself, Arch 12th, Mutz 8th. 20R finished 13th, which is pretty consistent with Mutz just putting in 14th. Death Cloud in 14th, again, pretty even across the board, 14th, 15th, 12th. Unitox in 15th, a bit more spread on this one. I had it in 18th, both yourselves had 11th and 13th. Brave in 16th place, again, pretty even across the board, 15th, 17th, 15th. Momentum in 17th, again, 18th, 16th, 16th. In 18th place, you had Forge, again, even across the board, 19th, 18th, and 17th. KDJ in 19th. Interestingly, obviously, as they had the lowest logo, but we preferred their design on the car. So 17th, 19th, and 19th again. And in last place, we had pretty unanimous across the board, Team Berserkers.
Yeah, and that is the Decal ranking. Sorry, couldn't go into a bit of a deep dive. The sheet was messing up and made everything move into other franchises' position. But we will post these as soon as we can across socials and in the channels. But we move on to the one that we all wait for, and it is the conference draw. Now, obviously, we have 20 teams to draw. We have 2 conferences within the league, Ignis and Glacies, obviously playing on the Fire and Ice theme. And we will probably draw about 5 franchises in each conference before we move to a recap. So if you miss anything, you've just got to wait for the first recap, and then we'll recap it all at the end as well. So, Mutt Shook Friday, I hope you're ready to hype this one up.
All right, let's spin the wheel, I would say. So let's see who is the actually first franchise to be drawn. And that is actually the oldest RSC draft franchise, Systema Solaris.
Yeah, so Systema joining the Ignis conference first. Arch, please spin that wheel. So now joining the Glacy side, it's going to be, it's going to be Utah to 20R. 20R, so they will be joining the Glacy's conference.
All right, spin the wheel for the first matchup of the Ignis season, I would say.
I was just going to say, I'm not spinning that wheel until I hear one of you hype it up.
Oh yeah. So the first is a match between the 2 golden franchises, House and Systema Solaris. So what is going to be the Ignis, not the Glacies conference first matchup? Can you spin the wheel for me, please?
And it's going to be the other franchise that almost got picked in the first one. It's Unitox joining the Glacies conference. Okay, on to our third for Ignis now. Arch, can you spin the wheel?
Do we get a stacker for a fully golden one? No. But it is gonna be Dexterity Dispute. Dexterity is the third one in the Ignis conference. And it's gotta be already an interesting matchup. So the one of the oldest, one of the newest, and one of the more experienced. But now, Forge.
Okay, joining the Glacy side is going to be Forge. So that's now the third franchise to join the Glacy's conference. Can we get the fourth now for Ignis? Arch, spin the wheel.
All right, Sanctuary. Sanctuary is also a staple franchise gonna go into the Glacies conference. So that's gonna be the next big matchup in there, or the big opponent in there. And fifth for Ignis is gonna be
This is fourth for
Aztecas.
Glacies.
Oh, fourth for Glacies. Whoops, sorry. So Azteca is not joining the other Golden franchises.
So this is fifth at Ignis now, and then we'll go to a recap once we've done Glacies.
Okay, fifth at Ignis
Alright.
Ash. Let's see who we get. And it's going to be another returning franchise after a breakout. It's Momentum.
All right. Next team on the list is Team Serene, joining the other teams in the Glacies conference, I believe. So we can go to the recap now, I think.
There we go.
Yeah, so
All right.
5 franchises to join the Ignis conference are Sistema Solaris, Owls Esports, Dexterity, Sanctuary, and Momentum.
For Glacies, we have 20-hour Unitas, Forge, Azteca Esports, and Team Serene.
Okay, so we will move back over to the wheel now and spin for our last 5 franchises in each conference.
Yep, so Arch, start us off. Spin the wheel. Okay, so first franchise going into the Ignis conference to join the other 5 is going to be Illusory.
Yeah, the franchise to be hunted after them winning franchise of the season last season. So we will see how the performance if this performance is gonna stay, or they repeat their season before that with 20th. So joining in Glacies is now Shadow Esports. So the longest standing franchise in the Legacy format, dating back to season 1, is joining Glacies. And now for the next Ignis conference, we have Nate Esports.
A new franchise in Nate Esports. So they will join the Ignis conference. And now back to the Glaciers. Going to be KDJ, another new franchise on us.
Yeah, and I officially now don't have to play my own franchise, which is nice.
Oh, allegations into match fixing this season coming. We have 3
All right.
franchises left in both Ignis and Glacies now, so this one is Ignis Muts.
Yep, Ignis is gonna be the top 3, or the last 3 to join Ignis is Alpha Surge, so the dragon in the Fire Conference, or the Drake in the Fire Conference. So who is gonna join Glacies then Friday?
Let's find out. It's going to be Death Cloud Esports joining the Glacies conference.
To be fair, it's cold up in the clouds, so that fits very well.
I was hoping Aspire would join the ice one, but you know.
I mean, there's a chance. Right, so next one, Berserkers is gonna be the second to last franchise in the Ignis conference.
To join them on the respective other side in Glacies. Ooh, adding a bit of fire to ice with Brave Esports.
Yes, if it's a Frosty Flame or an Extinguished Hot one, then we will see. So now we're rounding out with the last 2, DSQ and Aspire. Who is gonna be going into Ignis? It is gonna be DSQ Esports. So Arch, you got your wish, being in the Ice Conference.
Indeed, and we join Shadow as well. So just a spin, just so it's not rigged. You know what people are like. I wonder where it could
Sometimes.
be.
Well,
And there we
that's
go.
play esports.
So the conferences are looking as so.
All right, I'm gonna start out the Ignis conference then with the already drawn Sistema Solaris, Aus Esports, Dexterity, Sanctuary, Momentum, and now joining them Illusory, Nate Esports, Alpha Search, Team Berserkers, and DSQ.
Yeah, on the Glacy side, previously 20R, Unitox, Forge, Aztec, and Team Serene, now joined by Shadow Esports, KDJ Esports, Deathcloud Esports, Brave Esports, and Aspire Esports.
Yeah, and that should set up a very good season. Some new franchises playing old ones, and we'll see how they get on in maybe about a month's time once draft and 2 weeks of pre-season is done. We will just transition back to the webcams as we see you out of the night. I know it's been a long one tonight. I've had to set up a lot on this stream. Obviously delayed it since Monday because we've been busy with work and stuff. And yeah, we hope to see you during the season. We've had like loads of sign-ups this season. Obviously moving to a 6th tier, the potential of a 7th tier next season as well. So I just want to thank you all for being around RSC, obviously being over 150 viewers tonight just for a draft lottery and a simple ranking stream. We all love your support. Much Friday. Do you have anything to close us out as well?
I mean, I can only echo your words of thanks, Arch. It has been amazing seeing the support that has grown and grown despite Rocket League going down in terms of popularity. However, RSC is growing stronger by the season, and it's really a sight to see. Thank you to everyone supporting us.
Yeah, and I say echo what you said as far. I think I'm excited this season to see how the 6 tiers play out, especially the new Academy tier. I think it's going to be great for the competition and just for all the players this season, having more teams to be able to play on. And hopefully we can keep growing in future seasons.
Yeah, so just a couple of things before we head off. Obviously, we did move stuff back a week due to the new tier being introduced. I was in London yesterday, and I've only just realised we were supposed to have a Discord stage. I don't know whether that went on at all. So if it didn't, we can have one in the upcoming Tuesday, hopefully. So we'll try and do that on the 29th. Draft days are Friday the 1st and the Saturday 2nd of August. So we will see you next weekend for draft. If you do subscribe to RSC and you've lost it, just please click resubscribe. Even if it's a Twitch Prime, it always helps us. We have been away for a few weeks. I know Shattered did an amazing job running the RSC16 during the off season, but if your sub has fallen off, please do support us. If you are in the Discord as well, please try and boost the server. We always need boost to try and get extra things within the server, such as the tags. They're charging for stuff like that now. I think we have to spend about 20 boosts now to just keep stuff running as normal mutts with clan tags and all that lot. And like franchise logos being next to names and stuff. They've found a way to monetize it anyway. But yeah, we hope to see you next weekend. If you do want to see improvements within the league, just hit up a serious suggestion and we'll have a look at it. But yeah, that's all from me. I'm really pleased that you could all be here. But we will see you next weekend. Thank you.
See you soon.